It has not been a great week for Disney Star Wars. Not only did one of their biggest failures they've ever seen, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, finally close its doors on September 30th, but on the very same week, they found out even more bad news for the Ahsoka series. The Ahsoka series that's been pushed so hard that they went all in on. Not only moved the date up so they can get more streaming numbers for it, they moved the timeline up to premiere it at 9 p.m., a primetime debut. They put out all these advertisements, even had theatrical showings to get the hype all up surrounding this show. But unfortunately, all has been for naught, because the numbers that we saw initially for the Ahsoka series that indicated it had one of the worst turnouts in terms of audience we've seen for any of these Disney Plus series. Yeah, it turns out that was 100% accurate. When we finally saw the Nielsen numbers for the premiere of Ahsoka, we realized that, yes, it's far less than Obi-Wan. It's far less than Book of Boba Fett. And it's far less than Mandalorian Season 3. But now that we finally have the results back for the second week of Ahsoka, which is technically the third episode, it just got really bad for them, because not only did it drop off in a major way, but it fell off the charts. Ahsoka, a show that they've put a shit ton of money in, that they put so much promotion behind, that they made it clear they were going all in on this as it leads up to a movie from Dave Filoni. And it can't even break the top 10 in streaming in its second week of release. Here's the numbers from the week of August 28th to September 3rd. Again, these Nielsen numbers are usually about a month behind, which is why Samba is so useful in giving us an immediate feedback on how this is doing compared to other shows. Nowhere on this list is Ahsoka. You have to go to originals, and even then it's down there at number 5, getting beat up by Wheel of Time, The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On, Who is Aaron Carter, and of course, One Piece absolutely destroyed Ahsoka. But this is the reality for Disney Star Wars at this point in time. The fan base has grown smaller and smaller, which with every passing series that they put out. And even though there does seem to be some interest in it from the core Rebels Clone Wars fan base, which is really who this is made for, not even all of them like it, certainly, but that's clearly who the audience is designed for. But the general Star Wars audience, if it still exists anymore, if they haven't all given up, they have not been very engaged with Ahsoka. And now all these numbers just prove that. So on top of the bad news about the Galactic Star Cruiser, on top of all this stuff from Ahsoka, you're finally getting people that are coming to the realization that they should have had way back when, that the Mandoverse, the entire thing, is basically a prequel to the sequels. And Ahsoka has made that more clear than ever. We saw in Mandalorian all the ways that they set up cloning, Force-sensitive cloning, this entire Shadow Council that wanted to get Thrawn back, and the First Order, and Project Necromancer with General Hux's dad. All of these things were direct sequel trilogy ties that some people wanted to pretend wasn't happening, that some people even believed bullshit about it being retcon, that they were just going to erase the sequel trilogy from existence. That certainly has not been the case. All Ahsoka has done is double, triple, and quadruple down on that. They are absolutely leading this all up to the sequel trilogy. There should have never been any doubt, but some people still held out hope. Really, the only thing that Ahsoka's got going for it now is it's getting awarded by female award conferences. Despite male showrunner, Ahsoka's celebrated for female-driven storytelling. They go on and they say, my favorite line from this entire thing is there's a part where they talk about the award that it got for having so many females in it, that it was the highest scoring thing that they had in their ridiculous woke little award that they give, the Sophie Seal of Female Empowerment and Entertainment Approval. Well, they gave that to Ahsoka and to Dave Filoni. My favorite line in this entire thing, does it matter that Ahsoka was created by a man? While it might ruffle some feathers that a show written and co-directed by Dave Filoni, who identifies as a man, is being celebrated for female-driven storytelling, it's important to remember that men have created some of pop culture's best female characters, and vice versa. Yes, Dave Filoni has always been down with the Force's female agenda. We knew it when he went on stage at that female conference, but back in like 2017, and defended Mary Sue Ray and basically shit on fans for being critical of the character and said, we're going to do it again and again and again, whether you like it or not, a complete and total asshole. We saw it when we finally saw the Rise of Skywalker book that came out and showed the quotes from a bunch of people involved with crafting the story for the sequels and The Last Jedi. Dave Filoni had the idea to make Leia the mentor instead of Luke, because there's something so incredible about the idea of a matriarchy subverting the patriarchy. Directly the quotes of Dave fucking Filoni. That's always been who this guy is. And some people have tried to ignore that. Some people have said, oh, it's not really that. This is who he is. Dave Filoni has always been down with the Force's female agenda. And now everybody is seeing the intersectional storytelling that is the Ahsoka series. Doesn't look like fans are very interested in it. On the same week that they closed the Disney Star Wars Hotel, we have a massive crash in the Ahsoka ratings. But for some of us, we've been sitting here telling you that this was the case, that a lot of fans are gone and they weren't coming back. And clearly, Ahsoka has not been enough to capture them.